Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Steins the visual novel. We're back here again in the lab right after trying to do a little super hacking. And if you remember, last thing that we actually did was we were trying to, we hacked into CERN. Myri felt bad about it. And we came across like a database or something that had a bunch of unreadable code on it. And we didn't really know what was up with that, and that's basically the last thing we asked Daru to do. So he's trying every trick in the book to crack that mystery database. But after about an hour, the pistons he has for fingers begin speeding up. Eventually, he just slams the keyboard out of frustration.
Somebody
Somebody's angry. Oh, great, he snapped. Myri puts down her sewing tools and turns to Daru with a worried look on her face. This is bad. Daru's breaking down. Maybe I'm pushing him too far. He's been up 2 days straight. He's probably at his limit. A program unlike anything he's seen. At that moment, music burst from my pocket. Well, why the heck not? Why don't we check it? Oh, from John Teeter. Cool. Okay, that's good. Are you being honest? If everything you wrote is true, then we have a lot to talk about, particularly concerning the IBM 5100's hidden functionality, which I have not mentioned to anyone yet. I am indeed surprised that you know about it. However, I have not gone to the year 2000, though it is possible I may go there later. There are three possible explanations. First, the John Teeter who appeared in 2000 is my future self. In other words, I go to 2000 later and write about the things you've told me. But that would cause the chicken and an egg paradox, wouldn't it? Second, you're delusional or making things up. For the sake of serious discussion, let's set this possibility aside. Well, this is Okabe we're talking about. Or I mean, okay, third, you may have seen something I wrote on a different world line. That would mean that 10 years ago, you existed on a different world line than the one we're on now. However, that raises another issue. When the world line changes, the entire timeline is reconstructed from past to future in order to prevent a paradox from occurring. That was proven in 2036. In other words, it should be impossible for you to retain memories of a previous world line. Unless you too are a time traveler, that is. Do you have any idea what the cause could be? I gulp. A flash runs through my head, like an electric shock. And I think now they're just gonna have it scrolled through for us. I don't know why they do that, but they do that. Okay, there's quite a bit of text, but what catches my eye first are the first several lines.
So,
of course. Myri looks at me curiously, but I don't have time to answer her. I'm frantically assembling the pieces in my mind.
John Titor, Cell, Time Machine.
These things are all connected. And now, I have another piece of the puzzle. I shiver at my own brilliance.
ダルよ。もしかするとそのプログラムの正体、判明するかもしれん。
Oh,
マジで
sorry.
どうやって
I aim at my phone's camera at the screen displaying the supposedly bugged data and take a picture. I attach it to a message, does this code look familiar? And send it to Teeter. A mysterious database inside CERN. A program unlike anything the Super Hakadaru has ever seen. Its true form is...
俺のひらめきが正しければ、ジョン・タイターが知っている。
それはないわ。
なんとでも言うがいい。答えはすぐに出る。
We wait for Teeter's reply. Though it's only been a few minutes, it feels like an eternity to me.
来た。
Ah, sweet, it's here. Alright, so let's check that. Where did you find that? That's written in a proprietary IBM programming language used prior to 1975. You can only decipher it with an IBM 5100. That's convenient that he knows what that is. And its contents are enough to raise goosebumps on my entire body. Of course.
やはりな。
やはりって？
誰よ。
No, no, go away.
俺の予想は正しかった。判明したぞ。そのプログラムの正体が。
IBN5100。
That retro PC has a certain special function. In fact, for more than 25 years after it went to market in 1975, no one knew of it save for a few IBM engineers. No, I was about to call it IGN. That function was first brought to light by the John Teeter, who appeared in 2000. A while after Teeter posted about it, an actual IBM engineer admitted to the hidden function's existence. Which is a little curious, like why was it even put in place in the first place? Which reminds me, I talked to Suzuha about this only yesterday.
Flashback が普及する前に書かれた IBM の独自のプログラミング言語も解読できちゃうのってさ、驚愕だと思わない？今や IBM5100 でしか解読できない失われたプログラミング言語があったりするんだよ。
Well, there you go. What an incredible coincidence. A prime example of synchronicity at work. It's almost like an almighty will is pulling the strings.
いいな。断じていいなだ。我らにとってこの発見はまさに必然。これこそがシュタインズゲートの選択だということだ。
Well, of course, who would have doubted that?
つまりセルンは IBN5100 を使ってこのデータベースを構築したって？互換性のないマシンを使って？なんでそんなわけわからんことを？
ならば聞くが、外部からのクラッキングに対する最高のセキュリティ方法は何だ？
そりゃスタンドアローンだろ。
Daru quickly catches on to the intent of my question.
IBN5100 でしか解読できないなら、それは疑似的なスタンドアローンってわけか。
ゆえに、そこに眠るのはセルンにとって最重要の機密だということだ。
つか、オカリンはなんでその隠された機能のこと知ってるん？ソースは？
俺の頭の中に眠る膨大なインデックスに記述されている。今日でも言っておこう。
I think that's another reference. I think. I'm not sure, but that might be coming from a certain magical index. I'm not sure. Teeter said it himself 10 years ago, but Daru wouldn't believe me even if I told him the truth.
パクリ設定オツ。
I ignore Daru's retort.
マユリ、大事な話があるから集まれ。
ここからでも聞こえるよ。
Mayuri's sewing. She doesn't get off the sofa.
聞こえるとか聞こえないとかの問題ではないのだ。これは我ら未来ガジェット研究所にとって、いや人類の未来にとって運命を左右する会議なのだよ。だからもっとこう秘密めいた感じというか企んでいる感じを出したい。
Feel free to add in your own evil laughs occasionally. It makes the whole thing much more enjoyable. It's important that we stare closely at the monitor and exchange dramatic lines. The atmosphere right now is too light. It's all Mayuri's fault.
マユシーはバルダ組には参加しません。
Well, I can't have everything my way. It isn't Burger King
二
after
人と
all.
も聞け。これより未来ガジェット研究所は緊急極秘作戦を発動させる。
Is Is he like standing between the doors? Is that why the images are blurred like that?
これは世界を影から操る巨大な闇との戦いの第一歩となるだろう。敵はセルン。世界的な研究機関でありながら邪悪な研究に見られた連中である。
オカリン、声でけえ。徹夜明けにはきついっす。
Crap, I guess I am being too loud. That kind of ruins the whole secret feeling. And the window's open too. If Suzuha's down below, I'm sure she can hear everything. So I turn it down a notch.
いいか。世界にマッドサイエンティストは2人いらん。奴らに先んじられる前に我らが出し抜いてやるのだ。
奴らって？
奴らは奴らだ。
Them.
あのね、マユシーは全然わかんないよ。
つまりこの秋葉のどこかにあるという幻のレトロ PC IBN5100 を手に入れる。
I make him a magnificent declaration. But Daru just rubs his eyes, and Mayuri returns to her needlework. Is there anything you guys react to? We've uncovered a massive conspiracy here. How come you aren't excited?
僕探すのはパス。マジで寝させてよ。それとセルンの中をもっと探りたい件について。
そうだったな。まあそれができるのはダルだけなのだからそっちは任せる。では IBN5100 の捜索は俺とマユリで。
無理だよ。
Mayuri makes an apologetic face.
コス作りもあるし、バイトもあるもん。
So, basically, you two were telling me this? I'm the only one with free time.
いいだろう。この件は俺が何とかする。
You seem to be the only one without a job and without
俺のやり方に口出しは
anything
無
to
用
do
だ。
right now, I'll give you that
分
much.
かったな。
また何か悪いことしようとしてる？
いや、口だけじゃね。
I leave my useless comrades behind and stride gallantly out of the lab. I step out onto the street. Immediately, a bicycle skids to a stop in front of me.
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing? Suzuha gets off her bicycle and gives me a strange greeting. I want to ask her, are you an American or something? But I'm distracted by her shiny bicycle. It's the same bicycle that was in front of the Braun Tube Workshop yesterday. I guess it belongs to her. I wonder how much that set her back. I mean, it does look pretty expensive. Maybe that's why she had to get a job.
自転車ってほんと楽しいよね。私、自転車乗るのってこの町に来てからが初めてでさ。
初めて？自転車に？
Do you live in some sort of strange bicycleless land?
そう、バイクはよく乗ってたんだけどね。
Isn't that backwards? Weird girl. And what's with that flashy braking back there? I think it'd be pretty dangerous if she did all that all through the town. Beginners get cocky and get into accidents. You see that pattern all the time. If you're going to go full speed, at least wear a helmet.
今からバイトか？
うん、さあ。
The Braun Tube Workshop shutters are open, but the shop itself never opens until around 11 or 12. I don't know exactly when. It seems to change with Mr. Braun's mood.
ちょうどいい
Does he actually sell anything
お
here?
前に話がある。
これから開店準備しなきゃいけないんだよね。
What business?
このオンボロブラウン管屋に何を準備することがある？
Exactly. What, does he sell anything?
ないね、全く。店の前をチョロチョロっと掃き掃除するぐらい。中は掃除しようとすると店長が怒るし。これが完璧な配置なんだよって。
So he's paying her to not clean? Something's wrong with that guy.
ならば話をさせてもらおう。
でもな、 眠いしな。
In other words, she doesn't feel like talking. I glare at her.
あまり俺を怒らせない方がいい。
Don't anger the Okabe.
今すぐじゃないとダメな感じ？
My glare is not very effective. She doesn't falter at all. But I still maintain my stern expression and nod.
じゃあどうぞ。
Susaha shrugs her shoulders as she locks her bicycle. Then she turns to me.
ただし手短に頼むよ。
IBN5100 はどこにある？
不明。
不明？何？
不明。
Oh.
昨日のお前の口ぶりは知っているように見えた。
知ってるのは私の知り合いだってば。
Oh, well, would you care to explain that information to me?
ならばその知り合いのところへ案内してもらおう。嫌だとは言わせん。拒否すればお前はこの世の地獄を見ることになる。
無理。
Sorry. Come on, I even said I'd show you a living hell.
会いたくても会えないからさ。
どういう意味だ？まさか想像上の存在か？
死んだから。何年も前に。
Oh, okay. Sorry about
す
that.
まなかった。
いいのいいの。まあそんなわけで私の持ってる情報そんなに大したことないわけ。むしろ私の方が教えてもらいたいぐらいだよ。
Susaha pats me on the shoulders. Funny, you'd think I'm the one who's supposed to cheer her up. Just then, Mr. Braun opens the door and makes his appearance.
おいバイト、まだ3日目なのに遅刻してんじゃねえ。
ああ店長、ごめん、ちょっと朝から立て込んでて
With
さ。
an person, with an one
真面目にや
person.
らねえならいつでもクビにするからな。岡部もうちのバイトに手つけようとしてんじゃねえぞ。
欲情しているのはあなたではないのか、ミスター・ブラウン？
お前、もしナイがいる前でそういうこと言ってみろ。マジで殺すからな。父親としての沽券に関わる。そもそもそんなしょんべんくせえガキに欲情なんかするかよ。
何を？店長、今の取り消して。
Susaha's actually mad now.
なんだよ、怒ったのか？
You guys have your conversation. I gotta check the emails. From Ferris again. Doth thou desire chaos? Yeah. What? Go away, Ferris. I'm busy trying to talk to people about stuff.
私はガキじゃない。一人前の戦士だよ。
は？お前何言ってんだ？
Susaha's burning passion is the manager shocked. I, on the other hand, am impressed. On impulse, I take Susaha's hand and grasp it firmly.
いい目をしているな、バイト戦士。現代人にはない野獣さながらのギラギラした輝きがある。
Creepy.
その目を忘れるな。そうすればお前は必ずやバイト戦士から真の戦士へとクラスチェンジできるだろう。
っていうか、私はもう戦士なんだってば。
セルンとのラグナロックの暁には共に戦おうではないか。それまで精進するがいい。
ラグナロック？
Susaha looks confused.
何それ？
セルンとの最終決戦だ。
そんなの起きる予定があんの？あるならぜひ参加するけど、聞いたことないな。
当たり前だ。今初めて明かしたのだからな。ラグナロックは俺が起こす。世界を作り変えるためにだ。
おお、岡部倫太郎ってば勇ましいじゃん。どうせ失敗するだろうけど、
You'll probably fail,
その
but I
心意
like
気
your
は好きだよ。
spirit.
私の仲間も 君ぐらい気概があればよかったんだけどな。
Apparently, Suzuha has comrades. I'd like her to introduce me. That way, I can form my personal army, the Phoenix Crusaders. Wait a sec. Why does she assume I'll fail at Ragnarok? Looks like I need to instill the fear of Ho and Kiyoma into this girl.
なんでうちの店の周りには変なやつばっか集まってくんだよ。ったく。アルバイト、いいからさっさと店に入れ。
じゃあね、岡部倫太郎。
Suzuha waves and winks at me as she heads inside the store.
おかり、待って待って。
Then Mayuri comes down the stairs, passing Suzuha.
やはり一緒に探す気になったか。いいラボメン精神だ。
違うよ。お昼ご飯を買ってこようかと思って。
She really is a glutton. It's not even lunchtime yet.
で、どこで買うつもりだ。
どうしようかな。
Mayuri places her finger on her bottom lip, in thought as she walks.
サンボの牛丼もいいな。
This tiny high school girl truly has guts to enter Sanbo alone. That place isn't like the chain restaurants with their colorful menus and brightly lit interiors. First-timers are often cowed by the old school atmosphere. Plus, the clientele is almost exclusively male, but Mayuri doesn't care. She just sits there, shoulder to shoulder with students and salarymen, smiling as she eats her beef bowl. Meanwhile, the Sanbeists, the regular Sanbo customers, are posting comments online like, "The goddess has arrived," or "Goddess for the win."
だがサンボはこの時間だとまだ開店していないぞ。
I try to warn her, but Mayuri is no longer there. She's gone. Mayuri disappears like this ever so often. And each time she does, I wonder for one terrible second if she really has vanished from the world. I look around and see Mayuri standing at a distance. She's gazing up at the sky through the buildings. Here we go again. She's stopped in the middle of the street, so other pedestrians look at her, wondering what she's doing. But she doesn't notice their stares. She slowly reaches out to the sky, as if entranced. And then she freezes in that position. This is one of Mayuri's habits. I call it Stardust Handshake. Mayuri says that she liked looking at the night sky ever since she was little. Her reason is romantic, or perhaps childish.
星に届かないかなって思って。
When I asked her about it one day, she just smiled and gave that answer. At first, she only reached out to the night sky, but lately, she's been doing it without regard to the time of day. Like now, even when she's walking and talking with someone, something inside her just seems to switch on. Honestly, it's a little crazy.
星なんて見えないだろ
I walk up to Mayuri and call out to her. She slowly lowers her hand with a blank smile on her face.
あのね、お昼でもお星様はそこにあるんだよ。
哲学的なことを言うのは結構だが、道のど真ん中で立ち止まるのは危ないだろうが。
そうだね。そうそう。今、空を見てて思ったんだけどね。マユシーは今日のお昼はラーメンにします。
How are ramen and stars even related? Mayuri's mind works in mysterious ways. Okay, cool. I guess so we're searching for the IBN 5100. We actually started the search now. And we're going to stop here. This is a good spot. And let's take a look at some of the tips that we picked up for today. Ragnarok and Norse mythology even. The Final War of the Gods. Twilight of the Gods. Anything else on the screen? No. I know we picked up a few today. I don't know if we picked up a ton. Standalone, a computer that's not connected to any network, and I didn't look through the rest of that page. Synchronicity. A meaningful coincidence. Simultaneity? The feeling that two casually unrelated events have a meaningful deterministic relationship. Okay, I understand that. Actually, it's funny because in 999 that happened quite a lot. Of course, it wasn't casually unrelated. They were all purposefully related, so maybe that's not quite the right way to put it. Okay, cracking. In computer terminology, actions including illegal access to network systems and data tampering. Often confused with hacking, but hacking originally means the constructive study of software. Cracking, on the other hand, is a malicious act. Which, it gets very confused and people generally refer to as hacking nowadays, you know, like, oh, I'm just hacking into the school's computer system to change my grade. Well, that's technically cracking. Hacking is whenever you're trying to, I believe it's more of like you're trying to break into software using methods other than the generally accepted method in order to try to, you know, to test it, to fix it even. Like to see if there's any security holes that cracking is an act that is done by crackers, which is kind of funny considering that crackers are used in other terminologies, but I'm not going to go into those. But hacking originally isn't a malicious thing in itself. But cracking is, and that's what people generally think of when they hear hacking. So I believe that's everything. Looks like it. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Schedule should be on track now due to all of my big assignments for school are out of the way, and school will nearly be over, so I might have a little more time to devote into video making. A little bit. I also am going to try to do some other stuff like doing more work and stuff. I tried a different technique for recording audio today. Basically, I spoke into it in a different direction. I don't know how it'll sound until I'm editing, so hopefully it wasn't terrible. Apologies if it was. If you're hearing this at the very least, it wasn't too bad to the point that I felt like re-recording it. So hopefully it all works out, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for more Steins Gate the visual novel. Bye!